Hello, it's me, anime. We anime, mostly we anime. We anime. Uh, the other guy, don't know who he is, but he's in my corner of my house. He's we anime. Okay, don't ask. He's in the corner. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I don't know if you all will remember this, but a couple months ago, I did get drop kicked out. I got drop kicked, out of my recording place. Not kicked out. Not, not like by bees. I got like thrown out the door by wheat anime wheat. Yeah, I don't know if y'all remember that. It was I got attacked in video at the end of it. Um, yeah, I don't know if you all remember that. I think it was emu. Do y'all say emu or eam for like the big bad of One Piece? Eam or emu? I mean, there's a U at the end, so I feel like you would have to say emu, but I don't know. I say emu. Just because it's hilarious because of the bird emu bird. I just think it's hilarious calling the most likely well em. I like calling him or her they them emu because it's a bird. Birds are funny. Emus are funny. Anyways, today we're going well, hi, welcome to part 2 of What If Deku Had a Copy Quirk, and today we're going over the USJ. I mean, clearly it's not called USJ. I mean, the title isn't. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. You all already see the title, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, we're going over the USJ, and we're gonna see our little tired boy kick some butt today. Uh, yeah, I don't really know what to say except for let me get a drink of water, and we can get started in this episode of My Hero Academia Copy Quirk Edition. Yeah, that's definitely not a good one. That definitely not a good one. Now, you probably must be asking, why does it get a drink of water? Because my voice hurts. Okay, I've been trying to get a voice down pat. I also play a lot of D&D, and this week, our campaign, it's been going on for a couple weeks at this point. It's been great. Um, I had to scream a lot because we were in battle and I took out a lot of. So here's the thing. Here's a little bit of a hint. Not a hint, but like see my character, Abel Abyss. That's his name. Okay. Um, no, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I forget. He's a barbarian, right? I multi-classed into a fighter, so I have a lot of attacks. And we started at level 5, okay, instead of 1. Even though I protested it, we just start at 1 and then like uh level up 2 times, but no, DM wanted to do 5. So it's going to be a shorter campaign, right? Because we like me and my group play a lot of D&D. We every person does a one shot every 2 months. So like I started off this year in a one shot, and yeah, this month at the end of the month is another one shot that we're gonna do. So that's why we start at level 5 in this one, which the one shot we're doing later this month. Wait, no, shit. It is this. No, it's not. Yeah, it is this month. I'm not good. But anyways, uh, all right. They're one of my companions. Let's say uh is okay. I'm gonna just screw that one shot. Whatever. I really want to tell you all about this incident in the campaign recently. So we're fighting an army. Well, we were. And each one of us, well, most of the others play a very long range, like either a ranger or something with spells, right? So our big plan was um, put a lot of haste and just boost my character up. Just make him indestructible, basically. Um, so we knew what the army was coming our way to take us down because we killed their king. Okay, or did wait, not the king? No, we maimed the king. That's what we did. We brutally maimed the king because he wouldn't give a character his crown. Don't. Oh God. But yeah, right. We brutally maimed him, stole his crown. Well, I didn't. I just stead back. Okay. But anyways, uh, so we run away. We go like a day's travel away from the kingdom, right? And we get news because we scouted around, looked up behind us, scouted around, right? We figured out they're probably following us. The army is most likely to take back the crown. So for the past, it took them. I mean, everyone knew spells, right? I forget the spell, but it boosts a certain person's max HP by 5, right? So they all did it. Okay, and every time, well, they did it all at once. So my HP went up 20, like max, right? And then once we saw the army in way, we made a catapult. They gave my character haste and just not like well level 1 haste. I don't remember. Haste if it goes up a level. It went up. They all casted haste on me, all at different levels. So our DM said that would just give me a lot of attacks, right? And so, and I could action, I action surged, right? After they launched me into middle of the army. Like, the army knew, they saw something coming, right? So they parted, make it a circle. I landed in the circle, like, cratered in the ground. I stood back up. I lost, like, 20 hit points, maybe? I think. I don't remember how much. Quite a bit, I think. Maybe a quarter, maybe. But I have a lot of HP. So what happened then? I can't believe I turned this into a D&D rant. Oh god. I don't care. I hope you all don't mind. You can always skip it. I don't care. Uh, but anyways, right. Launch being, I started bullying, just started ransacking these people, just going left and right, just taking them out. I took out by myself, I think it was most of the army, and the others just shot spells, fireball, arrows, and whatever else they wanted to fire off at the army. So eventually, um, I'm down there with quite a bit of HP. Yeah, a lot of HP still, even though a lot of people didn't hit me. I and barbarians and fighters. I mean, unarmored defense. I have a lot of con and dex. I think I have like a 20 AC, maybe. I think. I forget. Uh, but yeah, bro, I'm telling you, I took these people down basically by myself until they fired a ballista at me, and it nearly one-shotted me. I mean, given it was stuck in there, and the DM said you're going to take continued damage because of bleeding, right? Um, so my party had to come up close, heal me, get this thing out of me that took a modifier, or no, a strength save of I think 20 to get it out of my torso, which we luckily hit. Maybe because of dubious means. But yes, we did hit it. It got out of me. They started healing me, right? Okay, we took out the army. Okay, and we ran away. Happy ever after until later that campaign. But later that night session, whatever. Anyways, sorry for that rant. Um, I'm very sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna get a drink of water. And I am going to get a drink of water and we can start this. Right. So, USJ bus. They're on a bus. Midoriya's sleeping like a baby. His hood is up. Uh, Ryra from Black Clover is what he looks like. Okay, that's his hero costume. Right. And they would get there. What's her face would do her speech, and then Big Bad comes through. Shigaraki, you could hear him say, "Well, well, well. Okay, heroes. Where's All Might? Kurogiri? Where's All Might?" And Kurogiri would say, "Well, Master, Mr. Shigaraki, sir, he seems not to be here." And Shigaraki would say, "I can tell, idiot. Okay, I can tell. Hey, before we send you all around this place, where's All Might?" And they wouldn't even answer back. Aizawa would get ready for action. The students would be teleported away, right? Uh, Midoriya on the boat area with Suyu and Mineta, and he's going to use one of his water quirks. He could tell the people are down there. He would say, "Man, this is not our day. I really thought I was, I have an easy way to deal with this." And Suyu and Mineta would say, "Then do it." Mineta would say, "Oh, then do it, man." Why did he turn Australian or Irish? He turned Irish. He would say, "Then do it, man." Midoriya didn't know it. Oh god, this sounds like him, but I don't know if it actually sounds good. And also, he doesn't. I have a finger in my mouth. He basically sounds like this, right? Anyways, he would say, "Then do it, Midoriya." And Midoriya would say, "Why? You know what? Not gonna question it." He would use Tsunami's coral arrows. So, since usually it just comes out of a tsunami on his hand, right? Since there's water around, it's way easier to do anything with a water quirk. So he would reach out his hand and the water would pulse up and create a wave, right? And then arrows made out of coral would shoot into the water, hitting the villains, some dodging, getting out of the way. And then the after that, Midoriya would look down again, seeing most of them are done. I mean, given he doesn't see the ones that dodged. They moved around the boat. They're under the boat. And one would jump up out of the water, landing on a boat, trying to hit Midoriya. And Midoriya would say, "That was a mistake." And he would use blinding radiance. One light quirk, right? So he would erupt in light, blinding this man, blinding his two teammates. Actually, he probably would say, "Close your eyes." He would flashbang the everyone that would be trying to jump onto the boat, right? He'd flashbang him. And then he would say, of course, idiots. Man. That's way easier than I thought it would. I could just tase them. Hey, you two might want to. When I say jump, jump. So he would bend down, put his hand on the boat, and, and he would use surging lightning waves. No, he doesn't. He does say it. He just make it cooler, and he would pulse lightning into the boat, and it would come up like waves, shocking everyone. Well, the fish, well, not fish, not the fish man, but like the people who were underwater. Technically, I just realized this. This never came up in any other, um, like what if, except for this one. It's once he pulses the lightning through the boat, shocking the ones on the boat, the ones that are still in water would also get shocked because, I mean, boats are mostly made out of like some type of metal, right? So that would work like very good, surprisingly well. Um, and I just thought about that just now. So he would shock the ones on a boat, and then the lightning would course through the water, just electrifying the water, solving that issue. So all the water guys, water villains are dealt with, and Suyu and Mineta would land. I mean, Suyu grabbed to Mineta and jumped up, and Midori would say, "Well, that's dealt with." Man, that was boring. And Suyu would say, "Boring? Boring? That was boring to you? Then you need some type of medical check or something." Sorry, that was mean. She didn't actually cough. Ribbit. And Midori would say, "Well, um, let's go." He would walk over to the edge of the boat, stick his hand into the water, and he would freeze the entire lake. He would just freeze it off so they would be able to walk on the ice, right? He would just be able to. And Midori would say, "Hawkeyes." He's going to use his Hawkeyes quirk, as you can see, Hawkeyes, right? After saying this, his eyes would turn to slits, and he'd begin to look around the place. Um, Seeing multiple places where people would need help, Midori would say, "Hey, you two, travel up that way," and he would point into a direction, right? Towards like the entrance, like because people are hurt. And Midori would say, "I'm gonna go help Aizawa," and then seeing the big purple beast punch his teacher, arguably his favorite teacher. Aizawa is Midoriya's favorite teacher. Into a wall. Uh, Midori would get pissed, and like not like a normal pissed, like a you just made a mistake. I'm gonna hurt you. Like I'm gonna hurt you real bad. So Midoriya would start running, using oh god, Aurora configurate oh god, configuration. Right. I know I could just use traveling shadow, but it would just be cooler seeing him travel through like orbs of light. Like that's what this is. It would be like oh, I even got a dog named Aurora. There we go. Aurora configuration. A lot of orbs of light would travel, well, would appear, right? Like across the area. And Midoriya would say, "Hey, you two, um, here, hold my hands." And that's what they would do. And Midori would jump into this light. These two would come with him, and then they would travel through. Midori would drop them off, well, like get them to a good place, right? Like to where they needed to go, so they're not in danger, right? And Midori would say, if Bakugo says he wants to come help me, tell him I said no. Okay, it's my gig today. And he'd travel back through the things, right? The light orbs. And he would appear on top of the one that is directly in the middle of both of them. And he would say, what did he use? Oh, this is what he's going to use. Quaking Dragon. Now, you must be thinking, wouldn't he have to be on the ground? I mean, technically he is. And from the ground below, a dragon, like a serpent basilisk type creature, would erupt out of the ground and bite into the Nomu, taking him far away from Aizawa. Just in on its way, it would just crash through all these different villains, taking him out. And eventually, the Nomu would be able to stop itself and rip open the jaw of the dragon and just rip it apart. And Midoriya from above would say, "Wow, you're impressive. Soaring moon." And boom, a moon made out of wind, like a crescent moon, would start spinning and would aim for the Nomu, trying to take it out. Which it would hit the Nomu because it wasn't told to dodge or take care of the kid, right? It would hit the Nomu, cut into the Nomu, like straight in half, like diagonal in half. But then the Nomu would regrow. See, I could have it, May. I could have two Nomus, which would be fun, and that's what I'm gonna do. So after this one Nomu gets cut in half, the head, like half, would roll on the ground and would begin to regrow its lower body and one arm, right? And the half of the other, well, the lower half, like a diagonal torso cut. That's what I mean. So the half with the legs would regrow at the head, and Shigaraki would say, "No moves, deal with the kid." That just sounds, this kind of just sounds like a Inosuke. Not really, not at all. That might have. I don't know. And Midori would say, "Well, this is extremely unfair. Glaring light blades, and all around him would be so many light blades, like lit, just firing down onto these two Nomus, and they would dodge, right? Dodge them, or just like slap them out of the way somehow. And Midori would jump down, breathing heavyish, and he would say, "Oh God, I'm gonna butcher this. Steigen, the Dark Quirk, chains, what? No, that's W. Stegen chains, right? You can see it. It's right here, right here. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing. Dark Quirks. It's legit in the middle of the list. Dark Quirks, obscured with drifting fangs, and then Stegen chains. There you go. Steigen? Steigen? I don't know. However you say that. And these dark chains would come out of out of the ground, would start to wrap around the one of the Nomus, right? And then Midoriya, as he's still jumping down, he would say, "Red lightning, ethereal burst." And on his hands, as he would be jumping down, he would grab onto this Nomu and red lightning would pulse out of Midoriya's body and just shock the Nomu, which would stun the Nomu, but the other Nomu would hit Midoriya, sending him flying, and then he would stop himself, he would stand up and he would say, "Good. I love an unfair fight. Oh, I love it." And Midori would say, "Abysmal wasteland." And in front of him, just his shadow would extend, and the Nomu that would still be stuck in a chains would sink into it. And Midori would say, "Well, that worked better than I thought." And the other Nomu would, like before the other Nomu would sink into it fully, it would grab the Nomu by its head, rip the head off, right? So the lower body just went into it. Well, the torso down. And that Nomu head would turn into a Nomu again. That sucked. And Midori would say, "What the hell?" Ah, fine. "Supernova, flaming star," as he would start running and become a blur, basically, just covered in flame. Boom! He would crash into one. It would char. It would also be sent flying, but the one beside him, the one that was, he targeted the one that wasn't growing. The one that just finished growing back. It would hit Midoriya, sending him flying right next to Aizawa. And Midoriya would get up, and then Aizawa would say, "Midoriya, what are you doing? You can't handle this. They're too strong." And Midori would say, "You know how many times I've heard that? You know how many times people have said that to my face? I can't handle being a hero. Well, that's what I'm doing." As he would walk and he would say, "Supernova!" He would hold out his hands. A massive blast of fire would hit the Nomu that just hit him, right? And it would explode. Well, the Nomu would explode backwards, crashing into a wall next to Shigaraki, right? And Midoriya then would say, Quaking Dragon Burial. And the one that would be charging at him that he hit with the Flaming Star, Supernova Flaming Star, uh, would be, it would sink into the ground. Just ground, no shadow. It would sink into the ground, and only its head is showing right at the moment. And right beside it would be four smaller dragons just chomping down onto its head. But with just how bulky these things are, I feel like they would be able to just burst out of it, right? They'd just be able to boom, break out of the ground, hitting these four dragons that are sinking their fangs into uh, it. And then Midori would say, "Cursed twilight creatures." And from behind him, his shadow would grow, like Sun Jinwoo from Solo Leveling when he summons the Shadow Army in the most recent season. I forget what episode it was. It was when he got reevaluated, and he got. I mean, I don't want to spoil it to any of you, but he does get reevaluated, and he gets tested, right? Like that, if you've seen it. Right after that, these creatures looking like lizard folk, lizard men, right, would start to charge the one that just broke out of the. Like, there would be around 50 of them charging at this one thing, right? And Midori would say, "Good, I get one to myself. Piercing hell in a chain." I think I made it a chain. Yeah, it's a chain. He would jump up in the air, the Nomu looking at him. The fire chain would pierce right through this Nomu's right arm, right? And then he would say, where is it? "Piercing Helheim," and a ice chain would come flying out of his palm. Two chains, well, that ice one, Helheim, would pierce through the left arm. The right arm is the fire chain. And then Midori would say, "Poseidon's trident," as above him a trident with mixed with like made out of coral and water. Like the blades are made out of water. The like the staff part, like the well, you all have seen a trident. You could guess like how it looks. The three prongs would be made out of water. So like the three prongs part would be made out of water, right? And the other bit would be made out of a yellow coral, right? And that trident would be thrown right at the Nomu. Um, Before it would be able to hit, a portal would open up in front of the trident, and the trident would go through, and then would be disintegrated by Shigaraki himself. And so Midoriya, seeing this happen, he would say, "Well, certainly wasn't expecting that from the man who's been sitting on the sideline for the past however long it's been. I'm not keeping track of time." "Fine, I'll give you something you can't disintegrate." Shit. So one of the intangible. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Soaring moon. And then he would say, "Glaring light blades." Oh my god. Oh, dude, I just figured out I can mix attacks. Okay, this is what he's gonna do. He's gonna say glaring, drifting, moon, and he's gonna use three attacks at once. So, like two moons made out of wind would appear to like around him, and then the glaring light blades would appear around him, and then the obscure drifting fangs would be there too, and they would all go flying at this Nomu, hitting, taking it out, obliterating it. Now, given he does not have the fact that this thing could very well be a human, and I could be killing a person. He does not care. Okay, he does not care about that fact. Okay, he just doesn't. He does not care one bit. He does not care. So, I mean, Shigaraki or he would Shigaraki would say, "Kirigiri, open a portal and then disintegrate him." And Kirigiri would say, "Sir, you can't disintegrate those things. I only said I opened the portal so that because last time it had coral and water, more malleable um, elements, but these you will not be able to disintegrate them." And so they would have to watch this Nomu just be obliterated. Now, given there's still one more Nomu, and also the fact that there's a one Nomu in Midoriya's shadow, still there, still very much there. He has not let it out. It has regrown its head. It has well, the chains would have went away. It's kind of just there. Like we'd cut to it, and it's just trying to just looking around in this black abyss. Um, so Midoriya, still being the heir, would take his one chain out of flame and one out of ice, and would twist around while still falling, and he would shoot them or throw them technically at this other Nomu, which would they would both hit it in the head, just like brain, like just stab through his brain. And then Midoriya would land on to his shadow creatures, well, the cursed Twilight creatures. Um, no, it's not a Twilight reference. I've never even seen Twilight in my lifetime. Anyways, Midori would land on top of one of those creatures, and yeah, he would then remember, oh shit, there's still one more. Abysmal wasteland. It would His shadow would extend in front of him, uh, and it would just come up out of it still, and he would reattach to the chains. He was already chained, so it just would come out chained, and Midori would say, "Um, I don't know what to do with you." Huh? Crap. Like I have no clue at all. Well, I mean, you did hurt my friend, my teacher. He's considered a friend, I believe. I'm so tired. Man, you can't break out of darkness. That's news. Or I mean, you are trying. It would be just screeching and trying to break out of these chains. See, if he was wrapped in an ice chain, he'd probably be able to break out of it. Fire chain, nah, I wouldn't think so. Uh, Darkness, I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works. Do you think I know? A YouTuber? You think a YouTuber knows how to break out of darkness? No. Uh, Midori would be quite confused, honestly, not knowing what to do with it. He would just attempt to kill it, honestly. I mean, given he would be stopped by uh, Shigaraki, and Shigaraki would say, "Don't you dare!" And he would try to disintegrate him, like coming behind him. And Midori would just disappear in a flash of light. He would use uh, glare, blinding radiance and blind him. And he would also apparently can teleport with that one. A lot of traveling. And Midori would say, "Why? I want to kill it. I want to take it out." And Shigaraki, staggering. I mean, he didn't come out at the portal. He's still over there. Uh, you could hear him scream, "Where is All Might? Oh my God! I just want to see the stupid hair-looking weirdo. Ugh, I'm tired of dealing with these kids. Honestly, they're too close, like the new recruits. Honestly, I hate them. I hate the new recruits. The people who we hired today are s- stupid. Honestly, they're just dumb. They didn't take out anyone. They, especially the water ones, we gave them water. They were put in the water. But no, 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 no. They can't take out a guy with. Wait, you have multiple quirks. You know, I just kind of realized that this kid has multiple quirks. And Kurogiri would say, "Sir, he doesn't have multiple. He has a copy quirk. You know this. We snuck into the school, stole the documents, and looked at every student that was gonna be there. Man, I deal with idiots every day. I deal with idiots so much. Why do I have to deal with idiots, my lord? Why?" He started questioning why he has to deal with idiots. Um, Eventually, All Might would show up, busting through the door. Shigaraki would scream, "Finally! Good golly gee willikers, Kurogiri!" Oh god, let me get them on. That's like the copyrighted. That's like. Anyways, uh, All Might saying the destruction that has occurred would punch the Namu, not out of the thing. It would punch his torso, which wouldn't work. And Midori would say, um, "Sir, you know, you know what? I, I'll deal with it. You go catch that guy. He wants to fight you." And Midori would say, "Glacier pillars." Or why am I using that voice? He would say, "Glacial pillars," which would turn into spikes. They would gore like spear, like the Rhino wrestling move, gore the spear. Anyways, Midori has no idea what to do now. He's hurt. He can tell you that much. Like those two hits, uh, and crashing into a wall did not feel good. He's bleeding. Like the back of his head is cracked open, um, busted open, cut open. He probably has probably a couple broken ribs. Probably feels like Rice Krispies under his skin. He's hurt. He'd fall over, just pass out. Um, yeah, he's not doing well, I can tell you that much. Aizawa would run up to him, he's hurt as well, and he would say, Midoriya, oh God, uh, okay. Bakugo Kirishima, get over here. Okay, I know this is selfish, but I kind of do need you to carry me. I mean, I can walk, barely. Uh, one leg is probably broken. The other one probably fractured. Yeah, and Kirishima would say, I got you, teach sensei. He would pick him up, bridal style, and Bakugo would lift up Midoriya and say, I, I swear he does not share the fun at all. And Kirishima would say, why doesn't he use explosions like you? And Bakugo would say, because he doesn't want to. I mean, we made a deal. He would never use my explosions. Uh, that was the deal, honestly. That was the deal. He wouldn't use my explosions. And I was like, that's it. That, and Kirishima would say, that makes no sense. And that's where I'm going to end the story right there. Sorry about my rant earlier. Hope you'd all enjoyed that. I did. It was fun. Uh, very much enjoyed it. Uh, a little long episode, I believe. When did I start recording this? I don't know. I can't keep track of time. Probably around 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I highly doubt it's an hour. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Comment down a D&D class you want me to talk about in a new series. Classes is what I'm actually going to call that series. Classes. Most likely calling it that. There will be quite a bit of episodes. I want to talk about every class. I mean that I like the first episode. I don't know, probably barbarian or a fighter. A very basic topic, honestly, and it's just gonna basically be my opinions, my favorite characters of like campaigns that are that class. Most likely just that is what the series is gonna be. Sorry, chili. Anyways, yeah, comment down what class you all want me to go over in the first episode of classes. Uh, and comment down what if ideas if you have them. Yeah, do the YouTube things before you go if you haven't already. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye. Also, follow me on socials. No, goodbye.